Welcome back, everyone. Good evening. It is Wednesday evening. You are live. We are live across the world with the one and only Danny. We're also live on Danny's channel as well. Good evening, Danny. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, mate. I've got a 6-second delay between what I'm seeing on my screen to what you're. But we're talking in real time, so we're all right.
Okay, but you've got me all right, yeah?
Yeah, I've got you perfect, mate. It's just when I'm looking at the comments on my screen, I'm 6 seconds behind exactly.
Look at this. You see, Angelina, we've got split loyalties here, Danny. Look, I've got two devices going because I couldn't choose whose channel to watch. Angelina, bless your heart.
Angelina, you're a legend, mate.
Claire Bear, talking of legends, Claire Bear, she's doing.
I've got a lot of following in a short period of time, mate.
Kate, oi, Savalois. Evening, Kate. Evening to you all. I can see you all in the chat there. Lovely to see everyone. 400 people already watching. That's just on my channel, Danny. The rest will be on yours, no doubt. Quite a lot to get through tonight, really, Danny. Some good, some like not so good. And I think this is going to be a really interesting one because tonight, later on, I'm going to address a few things that I don't really want to address. I don't really want to get into, but having said that, look, people seem to like this stuff. You know, they like a bit of drama and a bit of back and forth, but we'll get into that a little bit later. First of all, I gather you're having a bit of a thunderstorm where you are, mate. It's been bloody hot again here today.
Do you know what, mate? I'm hoping it cools it down a little bit. We've had... I can't remember if it's today or yesterday. I don't think it was quite as hot today, but we've had 40 yesterday, 40 degrees. I mean, it is bloody horrible.
Yeah, it's been
bloody horrible, mate.
It's been hot for sure. All the animals, they're all losing fur, mate. My garden's looking like a fur coat. They're all molting and all their fur's coming out, and you stroke them and there's all like
bundles of it.
Bundles of fluff coming off them. They're all, it's the heat now, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I wouldn't want to wear a fur coat in this weather, would you?
No, absolutely not. Evening, Karen, Alan, hi, Paul and Danny. Let's have a little look. Kim Ann Harper, hi, Paul and Danny. First time I have been on time. Well, brilliant, Kim.
Better late than never, mate. Better late than never.
The moderator is in the chat. Good evening, the moderator. Ian, good evening. I think Ian's there. Let's have a little look. I can't see at the moment. Right, Danny, I'll tell you what, we get something that took my eye earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it took my eye for obvious reasons. Let me just get this headline up. Victim of Wild West London. And the story behind this is an award-winning film director was found dead in her home, wrapped in a blanket with tape over her mouth after being targeted for a diamond Rolex. Jennifer Abbott, 69, was found stabbed to death by officers who were called to her Camden home in London at 6 p.m. on Friday. Wow. The murder is being linked to a Rolex watch with a distinctive diamond-encrusted face, which is missing from Miss Abbott's address.
That looks like a Pearl Master, Paul.
It is a Pearl Master, Danny, with that. I mean, if that is the actual watch, it's a Rolex Pearl Master with a mother of pearl Roman hour marker dial. It's not a diamond-encrusted watch, but that's probably the best sense you'll get out of the Daily Mail. But what, I mean, Danny, awful. I mean, just...
Well, I mean, if that is the watch, I mean, it's quite distinctive, isn't it? It's going to be relatively easy to find, I would have thought, whoever's done that. I mean, whether it's a bungled burglary or whether it was a targeted attack, you just never know, do you?
We don't know, but I think when a watch like that's involved or has gone missing, it always makes for a good headline, which makes me a little bit suspicious. I mean, but at the end of the day, look, Danny, you know that I was fighting this stuff for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And it's just horrible to see that it's still going on. I mean, I can't talk about this bit too much, but a mutual friend of ours was in touch with me earlier on this week, talking about another watch robbery where there was another death involved, all within the last week. So
you know what? For someone to cause that type of injury to someone over a watch, which is going to be worth, let's say the watch that in question, what you showed just now, was worth 70, 80 grand.
it's not worth that, Danny.
When they sell it, it's going to be worth about 5 grand, isn't it? And that's going to be very hot.
I am well out of touch with the prices of watches right now because I've been retired for 5 years. But I mean, looking at it, it's not a new model. It's probably a 30 grand watch tops.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which is
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Which is still an expensive watch, but for God's sake, you know.
What's that worth when it gets sold, wrong? What's that worth? Ian Nicholson says it's worth 12 or 13 grand. Well, I would say the solid gold Pearl Master with a diamond encrusted and mother of pearl dial would be worth more than that.
Yeah, it's worth a bit more than that, but 30 grand tops, I would say, depending on the age. Lady Cat Blue, I've got phone and tablet on both channels, just to be fair.
There's a lot of decent people in our community, Mate, listen, they don't want to take sides, do they?
Never mind about decent, Danny. We got the best. Oh, by the way, if I was looking red last time, and I know I was, right, this is why. I've got 3 modes.
Oh,
I mean, look at that.
Lobster. Lobster mode.
I've gone Donald Trump.
J.R. Ewing.
I mean, God, dear, oh dear. So I've got
interestingly, Paul, before we move on to the next subject, it was 2 years ago today that we were sitting outside BQ Watches in Radlett, just along in the cafe, about 4 or 5 shops along, with Roman Schaaf.
We was indeed,
breakfast.
Yeah. The good old days. Lorraine Harvey, hi Paul and Danny, hi Sue, thank you so much. Yvonne, thank you. Hope you're both well. We are indeed. Warhol, good evening, mates. Let's have a look. A few comments about Sophie's video, Danny. I've got to admit, I haven't actually had a chance to watch that because I have been unbelievably busy the last 24 hours. I've got a funny story to tell you about Spanish customer service a little bit later.
Just on the watches, Paul, before we move on, someone has just said on my channel, I'll see you got your Frank Muller on, Danny. No, it's not. It's a Roger Dubois. So just, I've had it. Oh,
I've got my own watch on.
Mate.
I've trumped
the Paul Thorpe watch.
Yeah, the Paul Thorpe watch,
There's
mate.
3 of them available on eBay, just so you know.
Is there really?
Yep. The white, the orange, and the black, all by the same seller.
Who's the seller?
I can't remember, but they're definitely available on eBay. I looked.
What are they asking from?
I can't remember, Paul, but I think it was just under what you sold them for retail. But when you go and make the inquiry, it probably won't be available, will it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think too many people have got all 3.
Sue Curtin, hot here too in Cornwall. Lee, love you both. Thank you very much. Go on, mate.
What did you say
Danny.
about Soph just then? Sorry, mate. I was reading some comments.
I didn't have a chance to watch it, Danny.
Yeah.
So what's is she picking up her own fan base there, or?
She is. Basically, she's got a little bit of a health issue at the moment. She's not been right.
Since she met you.
What woman is right? No, I'm joking. I've just had 7,000 people unsubscribe from my channel.
Yeah, girls, all the girls watching this now, you can forget Danny's channel. Yes, come off there.
Flip over. No, so she's having some tests at the moment. She had to be put under a couple of days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. She went under a general and they had to put the camera down and take some clippings and stuff. So she's got a few little health issues at the moment, but hopefully we think she might possibly be celiac, would you believe? Don't know how that's just come about after all this time.
What is that, Danny? You have to excuse my ignorance, but I have no idea.
She's already vegan. Celiac is, as I understand it, I don't really know an awful lot about it, but you can't have wheat, you can't have pasta, literally, you've got to have salad. You've got to live on salad. But we'll find out a couple of weeks' time. We'll get all the results for that. Oh, Jack. Actually, she's listening. So hold on a minute.
Oh, you're in big
I
trouble,
don't know yet
mate.
what it is. Don't start all that. She's texting me. She's obviously watching from bedroom or something. I don't know.
So don't worry, I've got your back, love. Don't worry, I know what he's like. Jack, Paul, will you get Rupert Noah?
Paul. I'm getting a slating on my channel now.
Rightly so, mate. Rightly so. Listen, We champion the women on this channel, Danny. Jack says, Paul, will you get Rupert Lowe on? Listen, I'd love to have Rupert Lowe on. I had a long conversation with Ben day before yesterday, which was always very nice and very cordial. Rupert, I don't know. I mean, if he wants to come on, he's more than welcome. Chris, when's the big fight, Danny? When we get together, mate, isn't it?
Pretty much, mate. I mean, we've got a couple of bits coming up, haven't we?
You keep making excuses, you know. So
well, do you know what? That's why I'm on my aloe vera drink. Look at that, no alcohol, mate.
Yeah,
no alcohol. I'm getting ready from the inside out. We've got quad biking and river rafting coming up in a couple of weeks, haven't we? So I'm sure we'll take some.
We'll have to film that. Yeah, we'll have to. We might even do a live.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Depending on the signal and stuff, that would be quite good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Funny enough, I was in where was I in earlier on? Decathlon.
Oh yeah.
And I was looking at the boxing gear. And I was looking at the boots, right? And I was looking to see if there was enough room to get some sponsorship on the bottom of the boots.
You don't need that, mate. You don't need that.
I was looking for him in your size, Danny, not mine. Andrew Nightingale, even to you both, it's been 29 in Derbyshire today.
Wow.
Nice. That's a great saying, that, Kate Walsh. Fur coat, no knickers. Great saying. You know what that means, Danny, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Listen, right,
means, yeah.
At the end of the day, the sponsorship underneath my feet, there is a chance I could trip over the bottom rope when we get in. That would be the only way that, you know, you're going to get any value.
Well, I'm hoping you're going to try and do a Chris Eubank, trip over the ring and, you know.
Chris, my name is Chris Eubank.
Sean, evening, Danny, Paul, great to see you both looking well. Great day at PMQs. Everything's sorted now, Angela and Raina. Yeah, exactly. Dear, oh dear. Did you see did you see her face and her and Jess Phillips yesterday? Oh my God.
I see the little car crash interview on LBC a couple of days ago.
Oh,
with, what was her name? Yeah.
A constant car crash, isn't it?
Oh, unbelievable.
Adam Bennett, can't believe you guys are out of Roman. So jealous. Yeah, he's a great guy, Roman. And he's, haven't seen him, I haven't spoken to him for a while now, but everything's good. Right, let's have a little look. So we're gonna let's get into the one of the more
sinister.
So I'll call it funny. Look, guys, there's been, everyone knows, right? Everyone knows, most of you all know that a certain gentleman, Ray Hill, I don't normally name people, but I'm going to mention him tonight.
Well, he's asked to be named, Paul.
Yeah.
He's asked to be named.
Ray Hill has been, let's just say, challenging my patience over the last few weeks with, 40 plus videos with, you know, telling people all sorts of things about me, absolutely none of which is true. Apart from one thing, he did say that I'm no Tommy Robinson, and he's right. I'll give him that. He got that one right. But here's the deal. It's gone a bit too far now. So what I've done today is I've said to Ray, look, Ray, this is the situation. I'm more than happy to go on his channel and I'll answer any question that he likes to ask me. I will stand up to and answer any of the little band of haters that he's gathered on that channel. The same faces, the same names, Danny, that were there 5 years ago when we were talking about watches.
Seen it.
The same people. We all know who they are, right? And I just find it unfortunate that men of that age come home from work and all they got to look forward to is slagging me off.
Yeah.
So look, I'll go on Ray's channel and I'll answer anything he wants me to answer. But even better, what I will prefer.
You're muted, mate.
Yeah, sorry, Danny. I was just having a splar. What I would prefer is for Ray to fly out to Spain here. I'll pay for his flights. They're only cheap, 30, 40 quid. Ray, come out to Spain. We'll sit down together. We'll do an interview together. You can ask me whatever you like, face to face, man to man. You can aim whatever criticism or question that you have about me to my face, and I will answer them. And I'll answer them because everything you said about me is complete and utter bullshit. Excuse my French.
Paul, I'm going to go one better than that. He's using 2 or 3 things. I mean, the one today, he's blaming you for doing a mock-up video with AI, obviously. Putting some sort of makeup on him or something like that, right? I know for a fact, you haven't got the time to mess around with stuff like that. And that YouTube channel, whatever it is, has been going for quite a while, and it just mocks people. Basically, that's what it's there for. Total waste of everyone's time. Now, he seems to have a massive problem with super chats. You know, if anyone sort of pays to have a highlighted comment or whatever, he seems to have a... Now, you've never asked for a super chat as long as I've known you, and I've been on your channel now for 5 years. And I don't think I've ever heard you once ask for a super chat. And just clearing another thing up, you started up for Shoaib, the GoFundMe. Well, I don't think you started it.
No, I didn't start it. No, I've promoted it. Yeah,
you've highlighted it that it's there, and it's to let him have enough money and funding for his visa. After
he was sacked, by the way, by Swansea Council for standing up for us.
Yeah. So you've promoted that. That is a GoFundMe page, which they're very highly regulated. So that would go directly to him. This Ray has also said that you're doing it to line your pockets. Now, that is ludicrous because you didn't start the thing. You have got no say in it whatsoever. It's a bit like you promoting my channel on your page. You've got no say in my channel. You don't benefit from my channel. You just promoted it and mentioned it. And it just seems that there seems to be some sort of either jealousy or hatred coming from somewhere. I mean, look, Ray's mentioned me in quite a few videos as well with you. Never said a bad word about me, to be fair to him. But I just wanted to highlight those things that are ludicrous. I mean, absolutely ludicrous.
The thing is, Danny, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really bother me too much, to be honest. As I said to you the other night, look, if someone can earn a few quid, I've got no problem with it, right? As long as it doesn't go too far. But when they start talking about your family, your daughters, your personal life, and also, more importantly, because I think a lot of it's tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
I don't really think he means a lot of it. A lot of it's tongue-in-cheek, right?
I do as well.
But there are some people in his comments who take it very seriously, and I consider that puts me in danger. Right.
Well, it's building a campaign of hate, isn't it? It's building a campaign of hate.
It is. And quite honestly, you know, I would like to sit down with Ray, man to man, with a mic on, with a camera. I don't do all that fighting shit, mate. I'm not interested in all that nonsense.
Oh, Ray's 74.
When I'm 64, so we're both too old, right? All I want to do is I'm happy to either go on his channel, but I would much, much, much prefer to be standing in front of each other like two men, and we can sit down, we can have a drink, we can do it on camera, and the audience can decide who's been telling the truth all along and who's full of BS, right? And one thing I will do before I'm going to move on from that, but one thing I will do, I'm going to talk about the super chats, because there's a hell of a lot of people at the moment making a lot of noise about the super chats on my channel. And tonight I'm going to clear that up for the last time, and people can either listen or they can disbelieve it. All I care is that the vast majority of decent people that follow me on this channel know that I'm a stand-up guy and I'm telling you the truth. Talking of super chats, Don Keith, nice one, mate. Alex Phillips was in top form earlier on Dan Wooden, defending our mutual friend. Well done, Alex. Let's have a little look.
Mate, size on there as well.
Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 here. Let's have a look. Sheridan Marsden. Hi, lads. Looking good. Paul, I have one of your watches. Hope you still have the coasters I sent you. Regards. Mate, Sheridan, I do, actually. 100%. I still have them. Thank you very much for that. You sent me 2. Cy Harris, Wankers everywhere, Paul. Thanks, mate. Neil Lewis, Paul and Danny, Precious, Quinty, Devere, Paul, you're a great fella. Nor the haters, Ray is extremely jealous and has huge issues within himself. I mean, look, this is the thing. Look, I'm not having a pop at the guy. I would like to show him the sort of human being that I really am, because he has no idea about me. He's never met me. Oddly enough, he clearly knows a few people that would know me. I wish he'd put himself out and asked them about us. But look, let him come out to Spain. As I said, I'll pay for his flights. We'll do it on camera, and then everyone can decide. But I'm going to talk about the supers because a number of people have got this thing in their head about Paul Thorpe and the super chats, like I've earned millions of pounds from it. Let me be very, very clear for everyone. Super chats are right across all live streams for one reason. Now, when we was at our height of our talking about politics, me, you, Richard, we were getting 6, 7, 8,000 messages per live stream.
Yeah.
But let's say there were 5,000. I haven't got a calculator, Danny. You're pretty good with the maths, right?
Well, let's say 6,000. It's going to be easier to work out.
Yeah, 6,000, 60 minutes. Roughly an hour.
1,000 every 10 minutes. So 100 a minute.
100 messages a minute. Now, no one can read them out and run a show and speak. So super chats are there so that people who are determined to have their voice heard, who really, really want to make sure that their message is read out, they buy a super chat. Or they might buy a super chat just to say, nice one, love the stream, blah, 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 blah. That's what it's about. Now, if I put all of those super chats, Danny, in one basket and counted it up, it wouldn't buy me a brand new expensive e-bike, let alone take me to live in Spain and all the rest of the bullshit. My money and what I have in my life was earned way before I ever started talking about politics. Got a little special guest who, this afternoon, Danny, outshone us all because he's now a TV superstar. He was on GB News earlier on. It is our friend, the man himself. Let's have a look. Can I get him on? Hold on a minute. Shoaib, how you doing, brother?
Hello. Hi, Paul. Hi, Danny. How are you guys?
How are you, mate? You okay?
I'm all right. Thank you very much. I'm on my way to home. I just stopped at services. So I thought I'll just say hello and quickly say hello, and then I'll be on my way back home then.
You're still not home yet, mate, no?
No, not yet. There was a bit of a traffic, so I had to, there was a bit of traffic, coming back from London. These things happen, so
yeah. So you went all the way down to London today. I watched you live on GB News. I thought you come across really well, mate. You was brave. You mentioned the right name.
I know.
I thought, is he gonna? Yeah, I mean, so fair play to you, mate. But look, at the end of the day, I'm gonna have something to say about this tonight, mate. Because I tell you what, there are one or two things tonight that's really, really upset me. There has been some comments made today that absolutely disgust me, and I want no part of. Right. As far as I'm concerned, you are our friend, you're our brother. You have come to this country and you have given your all. Your heart is red, white, and blue. And that's all that matters to decent people. Now, I know that another friend of yours set up a GoFundMe a few days back.
Yeah.
To try and help you raise the money that he's going to help you to stay in the country with your lovely wife, your daughter, your family, and just carry on the life that you want to live here safely, peacefully in the UK. Swansea Council parted with your services as an employer because of your political beliefs and the fact that you are standing with your fellow British patriots.
Yes.
And there's been one or two comments today that have really, really angered me and others. who have been on the phone to me, have been messaging me. Brother, we support you. One way or another, we will raise that money so that you can get that visa application sorted out. I guarantee it. And we're proud of you. We're proud of you and the way that you conduct yourself and what you've done for this country where you now live.
Thank you very much, Paul. You know what, that is a lot for me, because I know you're right. I have very briefly gotten some screenshots from people attacking you, and I don't understand why is it that people are saying all these things about you. Because as I said, whatever they're saying, it literally is false, because they can see you know, Claire has set this up for me, the GoFundMe thing, and she's doing it just from pure love, nothing else.
Of course.
You know, yeah, and the same way you as well. You've been helping me. Danny has been helping me. Richard Inman has been helping me. But you guys don't do it for any like, you don't get any sort of benefit from it. You know, you got absolutely nothing from it. You're just doing it because, like you just said, for the reasons that I've just been nothing but a good citizen of the country, a good immigrant. Something that a lot of people have said to me, that they would rather have me than many of these illegals coming in. So I do understand that, and that's why, you know what, it's really heartbreaking to see these people have been saying all these things on the comments. But I would say just one thing, you know, we just need to ignore these people and we just need to move forward. Like these people,
exactly.
It doesn't matter, to be honest.
No,
I know they've been attacking, but I'm sure in the right time they will see who is wrong and who is right. So that's why.
Exactly.
But thank you so much, Paul.
Just ignore it. Just ignore it, mate.
Thank you.
No, listen, mate. Listen, we you know, look, you know the situation. I haven't got to keep saying it. You know that, you know, we have respect for you. And if every single person that came to this country like you, the world will be a better place. Before you go, because I know that you've got to get back to your family, what I am going to, I make no apology for saying this whatsoever. We are trying to raise, or Shoaib and his family are trying to raise $5,000 for his application. That's what it's going to come to. At the moment, we're less than halfway there, which I'm really disappointed with at the moment, if I'm honest. Now, the link to the GoFundMe is in the video description below. If you can afford to, and if you would like to, I'll be very grateful. Even if it's only 50 pence, let's show Shoaib that we support him the way that he has supported us, our movement, Tommy, and other patriots in this country. He deserves a round of applause. He should be staying. Some of the other buggers should be going. Let's make sure we get it right, eh? That's what.
Thank you so much. Sorry, my internet is being a bit thing, because I'm literally in the mode on the services. That's why I could be. I'm so sorry, but like I said, thank you so much, Paul. I just need to say this. You've been helping me so much behind the scenes that if people are thinking that you're doing this for recognition, they need to know it's not for recognition, because you do so much behind the scene that if I start telling people what you're doing for me, they will literally won't believe it. Like, you know, this is what you've done for me. So I don't understand how people can say this. You're doing it for your benefit. I don't see it. But thank you so much. As I said, you know, Paul, you've always been there. And I want to say to everybody, look, nobody owes me anything, especially the people of this country don't owe me anything. If anybody is the Swansea Council, they should pay for my visa. And on top of that,
absolutely. But
we
need to show them. We need to show them that the patriots of this country will not allow them to get away with that, and we will support you.
Yeah,
God bless you, mate. Listen.
Thank you, man. I'm just saying their whole narrative has been destroyed when they said, "Oh, these people are racist." How are you guys racist when trying to help an immigrant, a good immigrant? Yeah, but thank you so much, Paul. Thank you, Danny. And I would like to
drive careful, mate. Drive careful.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, mate. Bye. There he is. Shoaib is he was on GB News this afternoon telling the story. And look, guys, it's there. The link's there. I'm not gonna, push it. But let's prove Swansea Council wrong. They told him he was hanging around with a load of racists. Let's prove Swansea Council totally and utterly, completely wrong. Pink Taxi Limited, good to have met you, Paul. Thank you very much. It was lovely to meet the couple from Barnsley as well in Benidorm just the other day. Nice to see you guys.
Guys, I'll post a link for that GoFundMe page on my feed afterwards. I can only edit it after we've done, because this is on Paul's live as such.
The moderator, who sent me a very, very funny text message yesterday about his knee. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that one, Danny, but it's unfortunately I won't be able to put it on the show. But yeah, very, very good. Let's have a look. Don Keith, OTI, me too. Have both channels on.
Cheers, Don.
Paul,
there's another super chat, mate.
Red light. No, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where are we?
From Don.
Where are we? Let me get down to the bottom. YouTube takes 40% of all super chats. They do, absolutely, Neil. You know, so people get far too caught up in, you know, a load of nonsense, which they deliberately perpetuate.
I think it's more than 40%, Paul.
Well, it is after I've paid the tax man as well, Danny.
Yeah.
Don Keith OTI, thank you, mate. Danny made me laugh on his channel on Monday night when he said that Paul's living rent-free in Ray's head. Philip Shepherd, thank you very much. Hi, Paul and Danny. With this inquiry going on, it shows what a legend Tommy is. All the best. Absolutely. AJ Audits, lovely to see you. Thank you, guys. I have a Mankini here ready to send to the loser of your fight. Who should I send it to? Send it straight to Danny, mate. Send it straight to Danny. Let's have a look. I'll tell you what, mate. I'll be having a bubble bath after I've so bless Sophie. Chris, love to Sophie. How you doing, Chris? You all right, mate?
All right, Chris.
Paul is going to pull out his Python story and trump your 4-foot snake, Danny.
Don, I'm not sure about that one, mate.
Oh, dear. Yeah, no, the fight's definitely on. All it is a matter of us getting together and, you know, me getting me pacemaker sorted out, and I'll be...
and me arm.
Danny's arm, yeah. What a spectacle it's going to be, Danny.
I think it'll be bigger than the Dubois Usyk fight is coming up.
I was thinking more Fury...
Fury AJ.
Fury AJ, yeah. I mean, I've had bloody Frank Moore on the phone twice this week. I've told him, bugger off, Frank. I'm not
we're going to self-promote, mate. No way are we going to wait for that one, matey.
Bloke on YouTube. Good evening, lads, and the chat. Christine said, Danny, I heard that. I'll tell you what, Danny,
I ain't done myself any favours, have I?
You've not done yourself any favours. Right, Danny, I mean, talking about the grooming gang scandal inquiry, I'm not getting too deep here, Dan, so, you know, someone said that, you know, Tommy's obviously been completely vindicated, and he has, in my opinion. It got me thinking earlier on, and this is a big statement here, but I'm gonna make this statement. I was thinking about it in the car. I was on the motorway earlier on, and I was thinking about it. Who is the greatest Briton that has ever lived? Who is the greatest Briton that has ever lived? The bravest, greatest Briton that has ever lived. And I'll tell you something, for me, all things being considered, that man is right up there in the top 2 or 3. And I seriously,
never back down. He's never back down, mate.
Seriously mean it. Right, let's have a little look. What do we got going on in the chat there?
I've got a few people coming up with Churchill, Thomas Fairfax, Norman Wisdom, Owen Jones. Ian Nicholson says me. He's voted himself in that one.
Yeah.
A few people have said my dad. Obviously, a few people are saying Stephen Lennon, Ronnie Pickering.
Ronnie Pickering, yeah. Julie Sherko, the watches on eBay are £338.22, seller 2.4, family 2000.
I can't see that they've got one of each one and they're selling them all.
Yeah, makes you wonder, doesn't it? And the
Might put a
white
bid
one.
on one. I might
Yeah.
put a bid on one.
See what. But they're not for sale anywhere.
It's a private joke. Well, it's not a private one, but Robbie Williams, Claire Bear says. We'll have to have a chat about that one, Claire.
Bloke on YouTube, I've seen Fulham's fixture list doomed. Well, we've all got to play the same amount of games and we've all got to play the same teams. So I don't think it really matters too much, to be fair. I had a quick look at the running. It's not too horrible. Chuck him what's this? Chuck the Hoover at him, Soph, yeah. Listen, let me just make something absolutely clear for anyone that's got any doubts. I've been around Danny and Sophie quite a bit, as you might imagine. And let me tell you, I know exactly who wears the shoes in the house. And it ain't him, right? So let's just get that. Let's get that one straight. Mate.
She keeps me in check. Couple of super chats as well again, Paul.
Yeah, let's have a little look. I'm just looking through some of the normal stuff. Off to watch Maya, catch up later. I think is Maya abroad at the moment?
I don't know. I haven't seen his channel for a little while, to be fair.
Shout out to us, Paul. Pink Taxi Limited. Thank you very much. God bless you. I really appreciate that. Hope you have spoken to Howard Cox. Not seen much of him anywhere for a while. I need to speak to Howard. Yeah, absolutely. Danny, I've got a little funny story to tell you about Spanish customer service.
Or lack of.
So I'm looking at a new bike, right? A new motorbike, yeah. And I went into the shop earlier. No, sorry,
Is that the one we went into recently?
No, a different one.
Okay.
Different one. So I went in there, and the young lady sitting behind the desk talking to one of her colleagues, and I thought, well, I'm not going to interrupt because, first of all, I don't even speak the language to interrupt as such. I'll just let them wear themselves out. Anyway, 45 minutes later, they parted. 45 minutes later, I've managed to collar her. And I said, I'm interested in this bike over here. Is there any chance of a test ride? And she went, yeah. She gave me her card and she went, WhatsApp me, maybe sometime next week. This was yesterday and it's Tuesday, right? So it's not like it's Friday afternoon and she's saying, yeah, give me a WhatsApp and we'll do it next week. It's Tuesday, Danny, right?
Yeah.
And she's going, WhatsApp me next week.
Yeah, as if there was a queue of people waiting to take bikes out for a test drive as well.
I mean,
you know what I
mean? Unbelievable. But listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm slowly but surely.
Do you know what? I'm seeing it all over though, Paul. We're saying about Spain. I'm seeing it in the UK as well. Sophie's just sold her car here, right? And it's going to be collected in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Now, she wants to buy another car. Now, buying a new, like a used car in Spain is very, very expensive. You've probably seen it. It's like, they don't seem to drop in value. So she's now looking to buy one in the UK. A friend of ours is going to drive it over and then we're going to register it in Spain, pay the import duty, register it in Spain. Now, she's looked at a Land Rover, right, that she likes. And yesterday, I phoned them up. This is a Land Rover main dealer. I won't say where they're based.
In the UK.
In the UK.
Yeah.
Phoned them up. I said, can I just check? You've got a 2-year warranty with this car. Is that transferable to Spain? That's the only snag that we've got, right? Is it transferable to Spain? Yeah, no problem. Give me 15 minutes. I'll call you back. This was yesterday. Didn't hear nothing. Called this morning about 4 times. No one answered the call. This is a Land Rover main dealer, right? Yeah. Land Rover Jaguar main dealer.
Yeah.
Phoned about 4 times. There was no answer. I eventually got through to him about 4 o'clock UK time. Spoke to the bloke. He said, yeah, sorry, we're still waiting for a call. He said, call back from it. He said, give me 10 minutes. I'll definitely call you back.
And that was it. And he never got a
now,
call.
That's 2 days now. And all I'm trying to do is find out if the Land Rover warranty is transferable from the UK to Spain. That's the only snag. And that's the only reason we're not buying it.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah. I mean, customer service, what happened to it? I mean, when I was when my mum and dad was in business, bless their hearts, the customer always come first. Even when they were wrong, they were right. And that's the way it should be. Don Keefe, thank you very much. Don Keefe OTI, a shout out to Danny's channel. There are some well-produced mini documentaries and the lovely Sophie and Car to add to the mix. If you haven't already subscribed to Danny's, please do so, Suka. And there you go, Danny, super chat for you.
Oh, thanks. So cheers, mate. I appreciate that.
So what I'm going to do, Danny, I'm going to take the 40% tax out of it.
And then send me the £3.
40% YouTube fees, and I'm going to send you whatever's left. How about that?
Pound.
Thank you very much, Sue. Tony, cheers, mate. Hi, Paul
Tony,
and Danny.
mate.
Great videos from you guys lately. Love them. Just recovering from surgery Sunday. Ooh, had a hydrocollectomy. I don't know what it is, but it sounds painful. So now catching up on the videos while I rest and recuperate. Lol.
Cheers, Tony.
Thanks, mate. Cheers,
better, mate.
Tony. All the best, brother. Danny, can you Google that?
I can't even spell it, let alone Google it.
Well, it's let me. I've got to know what hydro.
He did say on my channel the other day that it was a little bit embarrassing for him. So maybe we won't read it out. Maybe we won't read it out. He's struggled with it. You're actually Googling it. I can see you reading it and looking down on your phone. Oh, Tony, this weren't me, mate.
Oh, Tone. That's made me toes. That's made me teeth itch. Ooh. God bless you,
But
Tone.
anyway, at least we've got some videos where you can chill out, have a couple of cups of coffee, and watch the videos, mate.
Pink Taxi says, "Come back to the UK. We need you. We are like the saying, London Bridge is falling down." Do you know what? Listen, I'm very flattered that people think that me being in the UK would make one ape of a difference to what's going on in our country. What I can reveal is this, and a lot of people, I've got something to say, Danny. I understand. I really, really do understand that a lot of people are disappointed that I've left the UK. A lot of people, are disappointed. Maybe they thought they had another Tommy or someone to lead them down some path. I've always said I'm just a granddad that cares. I hope those people will understand that no one man can make things better for them. It's a team effort, and I am still very much doing my best to help people to do the right things, to speak to the right people. I'm working very hard behind the scenes. I'm just not making a lot of it public for obvious reasons. People often ask me things that I'd like to answer, but I can't, because there are people in the background, and we all know we've been talking about one of them earlier on, who will then go on their channel and say all sorts of stuff that puts us all back to square one. I would say this: if those people that have been making up these nefarious stories about me hadn't have done it, I'd still be back home in England probably. So blame them, not me. And that's the bottom line.
You can also work remotely, Paul. This type of thing that everyone got involved with. I mean, you can link with Richard, miles and miles away, and it's as if you're in the UK anyway.
Look, Danny, one thing I do want to, I did say, and I'm going to stick to my word, is that I've never wanted to be particularly, what's the right word, or I don't want to be to blame for anyone else's errors or mistakes. I'm me. I just do my own thing. If I get something wrong, I'll apologise for it and I'll explain it. If I get something right, then I know it's my own work. But that's the way things are. But
while we're talking about errors, Paul, why am I still the size of a postage stamp?
Oh yeah, well that was viewer.
Yeah, I know.
That was viewer recommendations. Evening, Paul Stevenson, my good friend. Sue had about 8 adverts on the Paul's live so far. Yeah, unfortunately, YouTube have introduced ads on lives now. Not much I could do about that, unfortunately. I can turn the monetization off completely, but then Google don't pay us. And if I can take Google's money, trust me, I'm going to take it. One of the richest companies in the world. I think they can afford it.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look here. What we got that's going on. George Lloyd. Crazy how Shoaib gets kicked off the council for supporting British interests, but Mothin Ali, Ahmed Yaqub and the like can bang on about Gaza and keep their crazy, cosy positions. Absolutely. All that's going to change, I think. Lee Butcher, thank you. This is towards Bang Bang's holiday. There you go. Can't be bad. Have a moan about that one, Ray. We've got a super chat just for you, mate. Look.
That'll buy, I mean, in happy hour, that'll buy 2 pints, mate, in Spain.
Daddy, I'm addicted to the apple pies in care form. I've had about 5 today.
Mate, you've got to stop that. You know, that's no good for the boxing.
I know. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. Or I say, mate, it might be a lady. True Finder, Dominic Hull, it's Danny in Spain.
It's Danny in Spain. That's the channel, mate. Subscribe if you haven't already. Danny
Sebastian, good evening from Poland. What are you doing with your country? Good question, Sebastian. I met, funny enough, I met another salesman at another motorcycle garage, and his girlfriend's from the UK. And he said to me, I said, have you been to the UK? He said, yeah, my girlfriend's from the UK. She took me to London. He went, this was exactly what he went. He went, what's happened to London?
Self-evident now, mate, isn't it? Self-evident.
You get annoyed for that.
Now, Paul, it don't take me or you or Richard or anyone to see what's going on. I mean, look, many people's eyes have been opened, haven't they? I mean, it's not just England, to be fair. It's not just England. It's Europe, mate. It's Europe.
Exactly.
It's very easy for us to sit there.
I'll be honest with you, though.
It's very easy for us to sit there and slate off the UK government. But it's not just the UK, mate.
Mate, you've been grassed up now. Look, something only a man can get. Something that Daddy might get after he's been in the ring with me.
Yeah, that's the only way you will win, mate. One below the belt. Bloody amateurs.
Paul, do you know you got fluff stuck on your cheek? Oh, do you know what, Ian? It's probably very likely. I'll tell you why. Because my wife keeps buying new towels, and the bloody things bleed for about 6 washes, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
What's this? V is for viral. Oh, this looks interesting. Look, how comes Hope Not Hate exposed your watch escapades? Well, Hope Not Hate could not expose my watch escapades because there are no watch escapades to expose. If they're talking about my son, then they will have to be very, very careful, and they'll be getting a letter from my lawyers because I've never been in any problems in the watch industry ever. So I'll be very interested to see that because I could do with a couple of $100,000 in compensation. Very nice. I look
They've
forward
just
to
deleted
that.
a couple of videos, Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
Quick. Paul finishes his live.
Yeah, get rid of it. Well, look, that's the thing. You know, look, I tell you what, mate. Look, listen. That one is about as old as the Titanic. You know, in other news, the Titanic sunk, right?
Do you know, I watched a really interesting documentary yesterday about the Titan, you know, the submersible that went down and imploded.
Yes, yeah.
I watched a really interesting documentary. I can't remember where I see it. It was online somewhere. Absolutely amazing. Basically, they kept testing it, and it was a carbon fiber shell. And when they were going down, they had all like microphones on the carbon fiber. And as it was getting deeper, it was all cracking and they had the readings of it. But these were on the things before. And obviously that's weakened the shell. So when they did eventually do the last thing, it was just too weak and it just all just broke. It was really interesting.
I'll tell you what was unbelievable, Danny. I mean, a couple of things. I wanted to speak briefly about Iran and the Air India crash last week. Firstly, you know, I mean, obviously dreadful thing to happen. Danny, that guy, I cannot get my head around how that guy walked out of that plane
I still
with his mobile phone in his hand.
doubt it, Paul.
Danny, I just can't get my head around it.
Everyone else perished. Allegedly, he jumped out of the plane, didn't he? But he was at the front of the plane.
I think he was in seat 11A or 11B.
That's going to be in front on a superliner. That's going to be in front of the wing.
Well, it was on an emergency exit, apparently.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe on the wing. You can't jump out of an aeroplane, mate. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, look, Danny, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're more of a conspiracy theorist than me, right? But all I do know is that man, when they say your time's not up, boy, oh boy, his time wasn't up. And the other freaky part to that is someone else was booked in that seat and took a different flight, the same seat. I mean, that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. I've still got my doubts about all this. I think maybe it will come out in the future. But look, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is the luckiest man on the planet.
Yep. Certainly is.
Ian Nicholson just said, was he actually on the plane? Apparently it has been fact-checked and verified. Lucky man to be alive, but sad about his brother 2 rows behind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, madness, you know, I mean, just shows you, you know, like, it can make you believe in things that maybe you didn't believe in before. The other thing I wanted to mention tonight was the situation in Iran. What I would say is that, look, you know, the mad mullahs, they need to go, right? No question about it. The mad mullahs, nutters, get rid of them, right? What I will say is I've met a lot of Iranian people in my life, quite a number, actually. Probably I've met more Iranians and done business with more Iranians than probably any other nationality in that region. And I've got to tell you, I find Iranians to be lovely, lovely people. Very loyal, very sincere, very decent, very kind. And it's the same situation that they've got in many respects, Danny, although I'm not an expert in politics in that part of the world. But this is, you know, they need freeing from these nutcases themselves. You know, I hope people out there understand that the average people in Iran, I believe, want democracy, they want freedom, and they want to live in peace. And they are good people, a lot of Iranians. They really are. Look at Maya. I mean, Maya's an Iranian, you know. I mean, a lot of, and he is typical of a lot of people from that region. Jazzy B says, Paul, you're browner than me now, and I'm a British-born Indian lady. Quality.
You are catching a colour, mate, now.
Well, I'll tell you what, my arms are quite dark, but I'm always out on you don't want to see me white bits, Danny. You really don't.
Your son-in-law messaged me today saying Paul's fast asleep. That was during the day.
Do you know what, mate? Honestly, I'm slowly but surely having to slip into the Spanish way of life
because of the heat.
Because of the heat.
It's too much, mate. People think when I put on my Facebook, I put 40 degrees today. People think I'm showing off. That is horrible, mate. I would have a 20-degree peeing down with rain day over a 40-degree heat day every single day of the week. Absolutely horrific. And it hasn't even started yet, Paul. This is your first year here, mate. You wait till July and August turns up. That is...
Yeah, it's been a bit intense. I've got to admit, I'm finding myself feeling very tired during the day, and I've been having to go to bed, you know.
Yeah. No,
John Smith says, please taking down London Rolex robbers. Yeah, well, they weren't during my time in, you know, when I was involved in, you know, trying to, oh, look at this, Julie Sherko. Those watches just disappeared off eBay.
No way.
Is that right?
Let me just check. I'm going to look now.
Wow. Have they gone?
Hold on.
You might have to refresh.
Yep.
They've gone.
I think someone's just bought them all.
Oh, really?
They've probably gone in and just bought them all.
That is weird.
Yeah, let me just try a different thing. Well, obviously someone found them just now because they come up with the price of them on this live. So maybe they were watching this show, whoever was advertising them. And I just said I was going to go and bid on one.
Alan says, I have went and bought a
lottery ticket. Yeah.
Wouldn't you just?
Yeah, wouldn't you just?
Talking about that, someone I just saw
one ticket.
Yeah, one ticket. God, blimey.
Was it about 230 million or something?
Something like that. What would you do with 230 million, Danny?
Well, I said this to Sophie the other day, and you know, and this is the truth, and I'm not making this up for comedy. She said, "Oh, I'll do this and do that," all like silly little things. She goes, "I do need a new ironing board cover." Ironing board cover. I mean, I just honestly sometimes words fail me with it. I'll just say, "Give me the ticket." You don't know what you're doing with it, you idiot.
Do you know what I think? If I won, how much was it?
About 230 million, I think.
I mean, not that it really matters, but was that pounds or euros?
I think that might be euros. I think it might have been 208 million pound or something, 230 odd million euros.
I mean, the interest on that alone, you could live for the rest of your life in absolute luxury.
You'd probably get 5%, wouldn't you? So 100 million would be £5 million a year. So that's £10 million a year. Plus you can spend the odd 30 million or whatever it be. Do you know what I mean? Or the odd 10 million.
I would make sure that all my family were covered for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, myself included.
I
don't mean me. I don't mean me. No, sorry.
All of the people that have been genuinely loyal to me, and then I'd spend the rest, I think, just basically, oh, mate, there'd be some nice causes that you could sort out, wouldn't there?
Yeah, there really would be. Because it would be too much money, wouldn't it? It would be too much money.
Oh, you'd never get rid of it.
Put it in the comments. What would you do with that money? Go on, put it in the comments. Let's see.
Yeah, look, and survive the fireball and impact while those.
That's what gets me.
Yeah,
even if you jumped, you couldn't jump from a height, so you must have jumped at the last minute. If you jumped at the last minute, you would have broken bones. You wouldn't have walked away, and the fireball would have caught you. That didn't just go like a little puff of smoke, did it? That was a big fireball, and it hit an apartment block, didn't it? I think. Or a university or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to give you. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys tonight. 1 second. Let me just get the name of it up.
Andy said, "Buy Bitcoin. I would help people." Nicola has said, "I would help people if I won, but family first." Yeah, go along with that one.
Right, guys. I'm going to
would wipe her backside with it.
I'm going to give you something to watch before you go to bed tonight, right? So when you go to bed tonight, get your phones on. Actually, you won't be able to find it on YouTube, unfortunately, because they don't show them. But if you can, talking about the Air India crash, watch Columbo, the episode called Swan Song. So that's Columbo, the episode called Swan Song, and it stars Johnny Cash, the singer. Brilliant Columbo episode, Swan Song. Watch it, because it involves a plane crash where someone survives.
I think Bruce Willis had that on a couple of his films as well, didn't he? And so did Rambo.
Yeah, Rambo survived a bit. Yeah. Leslie Kay says, "Danny, is Sophie's tan natural?"
She's very olive skinned. Ever since I've known her, she's been quite tanned. But she only has to spend an hour out in the sunshine, and she goes. I mean, we went to Dubai a few years ago, and my God, she was that colour. You know, I've never seen a tan like it. And we was only there for 10 days, and you know, and we was doing some sightseeing as well. So she weren't just laying by the sun all the time, like laying by the pool. Yeah, she's very, very, very dark.
Claire Bear, one of my wonderful mods, member for 12 months. Thank you, Claire. The film Final Destination had exactly the same scenario. Man changes, man on seat 11A. Work that one out. Wow.
No way. Was that 11A?
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
That's what Claire's saying.
Wow.
No guesses, right? No guesses for the most sought after seat on all aircraft.
Yeah, from now on. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, look, that's given me a reminder. Thank you, Paul. That's given me a reminder. Guys, could we organise, would it be possible to potentially organise a get-together in Benidorm?
That would be fantastic.
Wouldn't that be good? Eh? Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, we could announce a date and just do it, couldn't we?
We could do, yeah. We'll have to think about that.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And have a big meet up in Benidorm and go around some local bars and bits and bobs, a bite to eat somewhere. Yeah.
Paul O'Keefe, 230 million. I would almost be as rich as Danny and Paul.
Well, you'd be as rich as Paul. Quite a bit richer than me, I'm afraid. 230 quid, you'd be richer than me.
Yeah, I don't think that's quite true, Danny, to be fair. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, that is a crazy amount of money. What would you do with it?
I would donate an awful lot of it to charity, to different charities. Certainly children's charities. It's something that I hold quite close to my heart, children's charities.
Yeah. The only thing is, though, of all that stuff, I'd want to make sure that it was going to the right thing.
Get in there. Get into the right, to the final destination. Do you know what I mean? Talking about final destination. Yeah.
Is a good answer. If I had that, I'd buy all the rubber dinghy manufacturers everywhere. That's funny. Guess where I'm going after this, Danny?
To bed. Oh, no, you're going to McDonald's.
No, mate. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've got the drone here next to me, charging up. I'm going to go and film a building that I've been dying to get the drone up on and have a look, because I think there's a swimming pool on top of the building, right? But I'm not sure. But I'm going to go up and have a little look. If it's worth, I'll pop it up on one of my videos if it's any good. Stephanie, is the tortoise still humping the Hoover, Danny?
Do you know, I haven't seen the tortoise for about a week and a half. So who knows, mate?
Jack says free all political prisoners. Absolutely. Angela says, I'd like a chance to find out if I could spend it. Do you know what, Angela? Honestly, you'd have a job spending that amount of money. I tell you, it's an incredible. I was watching a video the other day. Someone said, do you know how much $1 billion is? And they said that if you was to lay it out in a row, it would go right around the world in $100 bills.
Yeah, I've probably got no doubt about that.
That's mental, isn't it? What crazy. Paul, give it to everyone in the chat. Yeah. Paul says coke and hookers, Paul. And the rest he just waste, right?
No, I'm getting loads of people comment saying, go and look for the tortoise, the snake might have eaten it, blah, blah, blah. No, he goes away for it. He's in the garden somewhere. He just goes and puts his head in his shell and disappears for a week or so and then comes back. There's loads of fruit and plants and things for him to eat. He's all right.
Nicholas says, set up an animal sanctuary. Do you know what, Nicola? I'll tell you what, I'm getting a bit of feedback there, Danny.
What, from me?
Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I'll tell you what, round here, I've got to tell you, Nicola, in Spain, there's a lot of wild cats, a lot. But do you know what? I think they're happy. I mean, they're not human friendly. When I'm out on a bike and I'll often stop and go, come here, and try and get them to come and say hello, and they won't come anywhere near. They all look pretty well fed, and they're free, right? So What's not to like? And it's warm.
I went out to the petrol garage just now before the live pool, and I had an Alsatian near the petrol garage start attacking the tyres of my car.
Really?
Yeah. I had to bid me on, and I was going to get out, but it was snarling, so I thought I better not.
Ian says Paul would spend it in Newcastle. Trust me on that.
Or Benidorm now, mate.
Oh dear.
I think you got one or two super chats there, Paul, still.
Slimming, but I buy a big house and foster loads of children. Oh, that's nice. Let's have a little look. England forever. Evening, Paul and Danny. Paul, have you left the UK? I have, mate. I am currently in Spain, and the plan at least is to be here until Labour have disappeared. A little bit more of a detail on that. I mean, like Danny knows, because obviously I've been friends with Danny for a long time. This isn't a new thing, this coming to Spain. What sort of expedited the move was, firstly, what happened to Danny. I didn't like that. That really put me out. And the fact that one of my daughters is already here played a massive role in it. If my daughter hadn't have come here in the first place, I would still be back in the UK, because both my daughters will be back home in the UK. I'm hoping the other one's coming out shortly. We'll see. Jackie Lee, he got off to get his duty free. I think that's called gallows humour. David Cosby, new lottery, first prize, 10 years, all you like, life of a legal boat person in London. Lee Butcher, thanks Lee. Tommy has come out firing on all 8 cylinders. He is effing amazing. God bless you all. Your channel keeps my sanity wherever you live. Thank you. Cheers, Lee. Appreciate that.
Thanks,
and I really mean that as well. I mean, look, one of the greatest things that any of us can do, any channel, is interact with our audience, make their day a better day, and hopefully bring something to someone's life. Claire Bear, how's the snake, Danny? Lol.
Thank God, Claire. I haven't seen it since, and I don't want to either. I know Si Harris likes his snakes, but I don't.
I like snakes, actually, Danny. I've got a thing for snakes. Yeah.
I'll grab this one when I next see it. I'll bring it up to you, mate.
Yeah. Jackie Lee, I'd buy an Oasis ticket. What, a whole one for that sort of money? You might struggle. When we back next, Danny, what's going on? Are we going to be on your channel next? What's going to be?
Mate. We'll go on mine next and share it on yours or something. I don't really know, mate. Yeah, we'll do that, shall we? In another few days. We don't want to bore the audience to death, do we?
We need to get together again, Danny. A couple of people.
I was actually in Alicante today. I dropped one of my members of staff. Her husband's just been taken very ill in the UK. He was in there because he was there visiting his mother, who just had a bad fall, and then he's been taken very ill in the UK all of a sudden, quite serious. And she's had to fly home, and she only got told yesterday, and I've dropped her to the airport in Alicante today. So I was in Alicante. I was actually going to give you a shout, but I had to get back because there was so much to do today. So yeah. I had to get back.
Funny enough, my son-in-law's in Alicante today. The moderator, love Colombo. Right, guys, don't forget Swan Song. If you can find Swan Song anywhere on the internet tonight, if you've got Freeview or whatever, if you can find the episode Colombo Swan Song, watch it. It is one of my favourite episodes. One of the reasons it's one of my favourites is because I think Johnny Cash, although he was a singer, played a brilliant role in that episode. I love Colombo. I love the cars. I love the period.
Yeah.
I love looking at LA back in the 70s, the early. But I think one of the reasons I have a fondness for Colombo episodes is because I remember what really was my first memory of my mum and dad watching telly on a Saturday night and my mum and dad loved Colombo. So it's always, there in the background. Brilliant.
Paul, Stephanie has just said we need daily videos. Now, Stephanie, between me and Paul, I reckon you'll get daily videos, to be fair. between us, because I'm doing one every 2 or 3 days, you're doing them every couple of days. So fingers crossed, you can catch up with us quite regularly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to be getting off to film this building and see what I can find out. That's one of the things that I really like, Danny. You know what? I come to life here about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because I've been resting during the day. I've got to be honest with you, Danny. I'm happier than I've been for years. But I'm happier because my family's happier. That's the main thing. The big thing, the only thing that I'm really struggling with is the heat.
Yeah,
it's
that's
bloody hot.
I don't like the next 2 months here. It is too hot for me. I like sort of 28s, 27s, 28s. That's lovely. I wish it was like that all year round. We've got July and August, which is going to be hard. First part of September is quite hot. Then it starts cooling down a little bit. October's a lovely time in Spain. I just think it's lovely. Look, as I say, you know, we could be moaning in the UK about how cold and how wet it can be as well. But there's a bit of I'd prefer a cold, wet day over a really hot day every day of the week. I just don't like this heat. It's too hot for me.
Yeah. Right, guys, let's have a look. I think we've got through all the supers tonight. Thank you very much, everyone. Much love to you all for watching. Well over 1,000 people watching on my channel, Danny. I don't know how many you've had on yours.
1,001.
Yeah, all righty.
No, I've got 237 people watching on mine.
Brilliant. If you haven't already subscribed to Danny, please make sure you do. If you can help Shoaib reach that figure to help keep him in the UK, we must somehow help him out and make sure that Swansea Council are shown that we will not let them treat him like that, and that actually they're the ones that are in the wrong, not us. Right, Danny, have a great rest of the week. The days seem to be flying by. Really loved the. Let's have a look. We'll get the odd dodgy one in. Look, just to please them. Look, apparently we both fled the country.
Well, I did nearly 5 years ago before I ever spoke about politics. That was only about 14 months ago we spoke about politics. So again, just listening to absolute pathetic lies and misinformation.
To be fair, that's if he was talking about us, but he probably was, to be fair. But there you go.
Just like I say.
Paul Stevenson, pay for an independent grooming gang inquiry. Paul, we will be talking about I've spoken about that a little bit in my last couple of videos. I thought I made my feelings very, very clear on that this morning. If you haven't seen that video, please take a look. Right, guys, love to you all. Thanks very much for watching. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Danny, all the best, mate.
I'll catch up with you soon, mate.
We will see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the week. Good night.